IT support startup Tribu has also received a $1 million cash injection, this time from the Brisbane Angels, as it looks to compete on the world stage. To take us through what they're up to, co-founder Lucas Meadowcraft joins us from across the border. Lucas, congrats on the raise. Take us through your project.
Yeah, thanks very much, and thanks for having me. So, as you mentioned, like Lucas Meadowcraft here, co-founder of Tribu, and we're developing artificial intelligence to solve IT support. I guess if we're talking about the project and what we are, like the three co-founders have all been in the MSP space or managed service provider space for over 15 years. And we knew there had to be a better way of doing IT support. And so we started tinkering a couple of years ago, and then we officially launched in February last year. And off the back of that was, straight to raising capital because we knew we weren't be able to do this on our own. It's a big mission we've got ahead of us.
Well, it sounds like it. Now, just explain what the problem is for us. I mean, most of us think about IT supporters. I'm ringing up saying, my computer doesn't work. I'm going through it with someone who's saying, have you turned it on? Where is the complexity that you guys are tackling?
Exactly what you're saying. So if we talk about like in our industry, it's level 1 IT support, level 2 IT support. So right now our focus is around level 1. So exactly what you just said, picking up the phone and saying my computer's not working. So if you take the concept of your computer's not working, or maybe it's just running slow, your printer doesn't work, you need to get your password reset. This is what IT engineers have to face on a daily basis. Literally 50 times a day they would receive these calls. And you can imagine IT engineers, they don't like doing these repetitive tasks. And that's what we found in our IT company as well. And so we wanted to, utilize the technology that's out there these days to automatically solve it. So you, as the end user or the business, you'd call your IT support company. They would then process through our platform, and then it will understand your information, and then it will automatically solve that particular problem.
So it does not only the triage, but it also does the solution. Because I suppose for an IT engineer, it's a bit like asking Daniel Ricciardo to change a tyre. So you kind of get rid of that, and that frees them up for the high level stuff. Now, you've got this funding. Tell us about your plans.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we're really aiming to solve the top 11 level 1 IT support issues, and that's our goal by the end of this calendar year. And then we'll venture off into what we call level 2 or higher level thinking, cognitive thinking in the world of the AI space. That's where we can take the information we've learnt from solving the basic level 1 support requests, and then providing that further assistance. This is the space that the engineers love to play in, but then we've got a full roadmap around VR, AR, using other technology tools to give the education back to the engineers. Because what we've understood along our journey with interviewing 1,000 plus MSPs all around the world, IT companies, is the engineers love tinkering and love solving problems. And so if we can remove the mundane tasks from their daily life, then they can get on to do what they do best.
Now, you had great support from the Brisbane Angels, who is one of the most active investor groups in the world. But the other fantastic part is you went over to the States and you got involved with Jason Calacanis through his launch group. Tell us about that experience, and would you recommend it to other Australian founders?
Absolutely. Highly recommend. It was an awesome experience. Obviously, with the pandemic, COVID, we couldn't physically go there. Pre-COVID, you would have had to move to the US and to be a part of Jason's syndicate or program launch for up to 3 months. Obviously, being remote, we're the first remote company, and actually we're 1 in 7 companies to be selected worldwide. And obviously, being here in Aussie, the whole remote situation helped. So we did remote. Obviously, the time zone differences was a bit of a struggle, but up at midnight through to 6 a.m. A few times a week for 14 weeks throughout that program. And I was able to meet 850 plus investors from all around the world, plus amazing, just like-minded individuals who just really gunning to change a particular sector or industry that they're focusing on. So we had great success. We've raised over 843,000 so far USD. We're a US based organization now. That whole experience was like learning an MBA within a few months. It was pretty cool. And then off the back of that, I really wanted to keep want to keep the company based here in Australia, in Brisbane, so we can, keep the startup ecosystem alive. There's too many stories of completely selling out over to the US, and that's where the money is. So I was able to, hit the ground and meet 33 VCs around here in Australia, and Brisbane Angels, came on board, and they took a chunk of that 843. So it was, awesome.
Well, it sounds like a fantastic experience. And Jason, who's a guy who invested in the likes of Robinhood and Uber, kind of knows what he's doing if he brings you into his fold. Mate, tell us, how long, what are the plans? When do you become Brisbane's first unicorn?
Yeah, honestly that's a hot topic, especially if you're part of Jason's syndicate. Or like there's 400 founders that we're a part of this Slack group now. This is why he invests. He doesn't want the stragglers or the zombies. He wants to get the unicorns, and we believe that we're definitely on track to achieve that in the next 3 to 5 years. We've really niched out. We're not trying to, I guess, replace IT support companies. We're here to add value to IT support companies, and that's growing, to a few hundred million over the next couple of years. And so we know that if we can target the IT support companies, we can give them the tools that they need to really succeed. We'll be able to achieve this goal in the next 3 to 5 years.
Look, it sounds like an amazing opportunity. I don't know if you heard us earlier. I was talking to Ben Chong from Right Click Capital about the potential in AI, and it sounds like you embody that incredible productivity gain that we can get from the introduction of AI. We wish you all the best with Tribu. Thanks for joining us on Startup Daily, and do stay in touch as you do take on the world. Thanks, Lucas Meadowcraft.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.